This is a test for the emergency broadcasting system. I said I wasn't going to do it. Y'all watched the mini-sode on Dear Hallmark's Instagram page. I said that I wasn't going to do it. And I did it. I done watched Beverly Hills Wedding, featuring Brooke as Molly and Brendan Penny as Corey. Shall we get into it? Grab your glass. Cheers. I have mint tea, courtesy of Tazo Tea. This is not sponsored. Hell. All right. So, Brooke Dorsey's character, Molly, she's a photographer. And she's a wedding photographer, and we see that she helped plan the engagement and proposal of her sister to her boyfriend, and they all knew each other since they were really little. And she helps plan the proposal. It's gorgeous, and then Jordan, her sister's boyfriend, now fiance, his brother comes in, and who is his brother? Q Benden. What? Q Brendan Penny, aka Corey, who used to be the boyfriend of Molly. They dated in high school and college, and then when he got this kind of sailing gig, he went away and stayed away. Okay, so she's a little bit bitter. The coffee's bitter because of that. It's been left out cold. And so now they are planning, because he's the best man for the groom. She's the maid of honor. And can we talk about something? Because this was racking my brain throughout the whole movie. So her sister is marrying a brother of someone. So if she goes with that's technically... Well, so her sister's fiance is her brother-in-law, like her husband, her brother-in-law, but then his brother, aren't they in-laws? Like, is that even feasible? Like, I don't know. But, so this movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I did judge a movie by its trailer. However, it was still kind of like run-of-the-mill basic. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I will say this is a movie that you do need to sit down and watch, because people's facial expressions, I appreciated Jordan's character so much. So how the Beverly Hills aspect comes in is that Jordan and Molly's sister Sophia, hello, name? Molly's sister Sophia and Jordan, they broke. Okay, they ain't got no money for the wedding. They're like, how are we going to even do this? And so Molly takes it upon herself to enter them into some wedding sweepstakes, and they win a all expense paid wedding in Beverly Hills by the celebrity wedding planner. And throughout the whole movie, we see how Molly and Sophia's relationship is kind of unhealthy because their mom has died, and so Molly has taken it upon herself to kind of insert herself into into Sophia's life as the bigger sister and watch out for her. But her watching out for her turns into her telling Sophia, you should do this, 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 and this. And Sophia just kind of just like, okay. She never really stands up for herself. And of course they rectify that at the end. But the Beverly Hills, again, we're shown the opulence in terms of Beverly Hills, swirl your wine around in the glass, take a puff. You know what I'm saying? Old Hollywood glamour. So if I could coin this movie with one phrase, I believe Drake said it best, going 0 to 100 real quick, I believe is what he said. And I believe that's what this movie did, which is why I give it 3 crowns. The romance between Molly and Corey, you knew that there was history, but I feel like they really rushed their reacquaintance with one another. You can tell that Corey was still feeling her, he would get close to her, they would try to kiss, but and then all of a sudden at the end, she starts feeling the kid literally, and She's like, I'm falling in love with, and I'm like, what? Can we even say alike? Like, we went from 0 to 100 real quick. And that kind of deterred me. And then the weird part was Kendall, the celebrity wedding planner's assistant. When they were practicing the first dance, all of a sudden he's an international dance like ballroom dancer. What? Like that was just very weird. This was one of those movies I'm like, if, and here's another thing, because with it being Love Ever After, see, it's Love Ever After. I don't even think this wasn't like a, I mean, okay, the wedding was supposed to be on Valentine's Day, but I still got no Valentine's Day feels at all. Like this could have been a regular, this could have been in their June wedding series. You could have just stripped out that their wedding had to be on Valentine's Day, and you could have literally put this in the June wedding movie series. Like it wasn't Valentine's Day specific as your Playing Cupid movie is. And that's another thing. This was something that I was thinking about because I thought about how this movie wasn't really a Valentine's Day themed movie. I'm thinking, why do they feel like they have, and one day I'm talking about my dear Hallmark, we don't need a movie every weekend. We don't. Give us 2 movies on Valentine's Day weekend and then just go about your business. Give us 2 movies the Friday, depending on when Valentine's Day falls, the Friday or Saturday or Sunday, depending on when Valentine's Day falls, before Valentine's Day. So because Valentine's Day this year is on a Sunday, give us 2 movies, Friday and Saturday, and let us just, like, let us live our lives. I feel like I understand that they're trying to, like, they want to give you the most and they're doing the most, but I think with them doing the most, we just get a lot of, and I'm saying this because I love you, Hallmark. We get a lot of mediocre movies. And I mentioned this in my Snow-Kissed review. Because again, like, this was just a 3-crowned movie. It was cute. I'm liking Brendan Penny. I don't know if it's the facial hair, but the facial hair has done something different to how he approaches his roles. He seems much more comfortable. He embodied Corey for me. This was his best role for me that I've seen him in. I also liked him in Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe. I thought he did really well with that one as well. But other than that, y'all, I'm going to throw it back to y'all. What did you guys think about this? I mean, this is the first movie for the Love Ever After pool of Valentine's Day movies. Next, we have Playing Cupid. And I forget the names of the actors and actresses in that one. But we know Playing Cupid is based off... Y'all, they done made another movie based off of a Jane Austen novel that I did not read. Emma. That's what Playing Cupid is inspired by. It's inspired by Emma. And Emma is, from what I understand it to be about, is she's a matchmaker and she just wants everybody to be together. Everybody to be together. Whereas in this movie, it's she's in middle school and her teacher gives them a project of having a business. And so her business is matchmaking. And she gets her father and the teacher together. That's the nature of the movie. I haven't seen these 2 actors before on a Hallmark movie, so I am interested in watching it to see the quality of their acting, the writing, and then their chemistry together. But other than that, guys, that was Beverly Hills Wedding. I'm eating crow because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But again, we can always... there's quality to be had, I do think, y'all, when I tell you they are building up to this Tyler Hines and Aaron Craig. First of all, I've been pronouncing Aaron Krako's name wrong. I've been calling her Krakow, and I'm so sorry. Aaron, if you see this, I'm so sorry. But the Aaron Krako and Tyler Hines film, because, like, we have When Calls the Heart meets the bad boy of Hallmark, like. And I was first introduced to Tyler Hines through On the 12th Date of Christmas. That was my first movie I ever saw him in. And I'm like, this dude is dope. He's very snarky and sarcastic. And I'm like, that's so refreshing for Hallmark. But little did I know he's been in the game for a few years now. And I'm just late. He's been here. I was the one hitting the snooze button. I was the one still asleep. But I'm woke now. And I'm very interested to see him and her in this film. Because I saw another Aaron Krakow movie. She was opposite Ryan Pavey in, what was it called? A Summer Romance or something, where he was this like New York City slicker. She was a Montana ranch girl. And I will say, the way they wrote their, how they became attracted to one another was extremely weird and awkward. But the roles that Aaron played and Ryan played were super believable. Like, I believe Ryan as the city slicker businessman go-getter. I believe Aaron Krakow as a Montana girl who's very simple, run-of-the-mill, not a bunch of hoopla, you know what I'm saying? But as always, I am getting beside myself because this is about Beverly Hills Wedding. So, yeah, y'all. Did y'all watch it? What y'all thought? What did y'all think? What can you tell me what y'all think? Because again, this was one of those kind of basic run of the mill movies. It's not. I mean, you can do dishes or be on Instagram while you watch it, but I will say that you should sit down and watch it because people's facial expressions, namely like when they were doing a taste testing for the wedding meal, and he tasted these things. I think they were called seaweed bonbons. Yo, his face, I felt it from the depths of my soul. That laugh came like a geyser. It was Old Faithful. You hear me? Y'all, okay. Yeah, that's all I have to say about a Beverly Hills Wedding. So we have a Beverly Hills Wedding first. Then we have Playing Cupid. And then we have A Mix-Up in the Mediterranean. That one, now I'm definitely not going to watch that one. And lastly, we have the Tyler Hynes and Aaron Krakow movie. I think it's titled, It Was Only You. It Was Only You. Or There Was Only You. Something to that effect. So, welcome to the Love Ever After space of reviews. I will see you guys in the next review with Playing Cupid.